The BlitzWolf is a 60% wireless Bluetooth keyboard with Lubed Stabs and Gateron switches. It's $50 on Banggood, but it's $37 if you reserve it before the summer sale on July 21st. There's only like less than 30 pieces left, I think. For a wireless keyboard to have Gaterons inside them and at this price point, it's kind of rare, which is why I'm showcasing this too now. This product was sent by Banggood, but everything in this video is my opinion. Alright, let's check it out. Hey guys, what's up? It's San. Today we got another keyboard review or showcase. This is the BW-KB1 BlitzWolf. This is the case. It comes with its green, white, not a lot of detail really, but it does show some of the features it has at the back. There's not a lot of stuff that's inside other than just the keyboard. This is the keycap puller, and we do get a braided USB cable, so it's USB to USB Type-C. And also there is a manual, which is very handy for Bluetooth connection, some other shortcuts. But let's put that to the side and move this away. All right, so this is the BlitzWolf. But first thing, one thing I found out when I took this out, that there's just like a weird sound that's inside the keyboard. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm gonna bring it close to the mic so you guys can hear. Oh, it's gone. Okay, it's gone. I want to open this at the very end just to see what's inside, so we can both find out what that is. Now, for first impressions, some of the features that this keyboard has is it's 60%. Now, even though it's 60%, you can sort of see on the right side that there's like arrow keys, but there's no extension. So it's 60% with the replacement of arrow keys at the bottom right. So you do see a 1.7U shift and a 1U alt and FN. And the question was moved to the right side and not next to the bracket. So that's like one thing to keep in mind. It is Bluetooth 5.0, and you do get 5 connections to 5 different devices. And to choose those devices, you would have to choose either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is from Q to T. It has 1900 milliamp hour battery, which is very close to an AnPro 2. With LEDs, it lasts like around 2 days or like 18 to 20 hours, which is not really 2 days, it's more like a day. But if you don't have the LEDs on, it can go all the way up to 10 days. Even though you're limited to 3 Gateron switches, the keyboard isn't hot swap, so you're not going to be able to switch them to any 3-pin or 5-pin switches if you wanted to. It is soldered on. The length of the keyboard is around 290 millimeters, while the width is 100 millimeters and the height is 39 millimeters from the edge to the top of the keycap, from the back part. Now, one thing that is interesting towards the back section of this keyboard is that it has a 1 height adjustment, and it has 6 little like slabs of like rubber feet. It's kind of a weird how they position the bottom part. I don't know why they did it that way, but I guess it helps so it like the keyboard doesn't move all over the place. And to turn on the Bluetooth is this little small button. I don't know if you guys can see, but when I first saw this, I was like, wow, that is so tiny. But I guess that's the way you can turn on Bluetooth. It's not as intuitive as the Durgod Fusion from my latest video that's in the front right side. But nonetheless, this is a $50 keyboard, $37 if you reserve it. Now, before we go talk about the rest of the stuff like wireless keycaps and switches, one thing I want to point out is that this keyboard has a really, I wouldn't say it's extreme towards its shape, but the keyboard has a kind of a high profile. Now, I don't know if you guys can sort of see, but if you use the leg raisers, the profile is kind of high. I'll do a comparison with the AnPro 2 just to show you guys what it looks like, and it's kind of high. And typing on it isn't terrible, but it's just radically different because I wasn't accustomed to just this small little change of height. It's something I have to get used to. It's something that you guys have to get used to, but it's something I wanted to point out. The legends are backlit, so it's going to give you like this very I wouldn't say original font, but it's kind of familiar for those who've seen these kind of keycaps with backlit in them. That's super exposed. What does it look like? Why does it look like that? I don't know. All the function keys are at the top. The Q through, like I said, the Q through T is where you would switch to the different Bluetooth devices. Next to that is the extra, I would say, TKL section of a keyboard for like print screen, inserts, home, page up, delete, end. And on the right side is where you would change the RGB effects towards increasing its light, increasing how fast it moves around. And on the right section underneath the backspace is all the 19 color effects that this keyboard holds. Now, one thing that the keyboard does not have that I could not look online and find was the software, and the software does say that you can change a lot of things like macro. You could change I would say maybe the FN functionality. It does say all the keys are programmable. Looking at the software, it's very simple. If I do find it, I will mention it in the description, or if somebody knows who's watching this video, please let me know because I cannot find that software. For the keycaps, other than the legends, it is ABS double shot, so you are gonna get some shine, if not a little bit more shine than PBT. As you guys can probably see that me just turning the keyboard from left to right, there's like a lot of shine. It's not that distracting because when I place the keyboard down like this, it's non-existent, so it's not gonna be too bothersome unless you have it tilted crazy high. Now the keyboard isn't turned on, so I'm gonna just open some of these switches just to show you guys what kind of switch this keyboard has. And it's very important for me to open the spacebar because I need to show you something that's really important. Now, you guys can already see, but these are Gateron switches. Not only that, but the stabs are lubed. Now, one thing to note is everything except the spacebar has less lube in them. They actually applied a little bit more towards the spacebar, but a lot less on the stabs. You can see oils on the shift and the enter and backspace, but comparing that to the spacebar has visible lube, which is really interesting how they made it that way. Now, in terms of typing on this keyboard, it's very smooth. In the community, we all know that Gateron switches are a lot smoother than Cherry MXs. Cherry MXs have that scratchy sound, and typing on the Gateron switches, it does hold up. Now, in terms of the stabs, the spacebar feels so good. Like, it's so smooth. That might be attributed from the more lube that they applied towards the spacebar. Enough of me talking, let me just show you guys what this sounds like with me typing and hearing the stabs on each of the keys. Now, apart from all that, this keyboard has Bluetooth 5.0. To turn it on, you have to go back and then press the switch, and then the keyboard turns on, and then the lighting inside the keyboard turns on as well. You could barely see it because I have the lighting kit in my room turned on, so let me just turn it off and let you guys see what it looks like. Okay, let me just get up. Okay, this is what it looks like, me just turning off the light. You could probably see a bunch of grain in the video. That's just because my camera isn't able to decrease all the noise in the video, but that's okay. It is not in the caliber of a high-end keyboard. You can already tell. It looks like one of those $50 budget keyboards with the LEDs. You know how it's not like they don't overlap, like the LEDs don't overlap each other. It's almost like they are all singles. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. This keyboard is very consistent in terms of switching to different devices. I've used this on my MacBook. I've used this on my phone, which is a Google Pixel. I've used this on my PC. And to switch to different Bluetooth devices, you just have to hold N, and then you have to press Q and wait 3 seconds. And then once you let go, it blinks up until it is connected to whatever device you're using. Obviously, you have to go to the pairing options on your device, and then that's all you have to do. So hold N and then hold Q, W, E, R, T, and it'll just connect. Now, if you want to switch back to whatever device you wanted to use, either your MacBook, your laptop, whatever it is, it's the same way, except you just have to hold N and then press W, and then that's it, and it does it automatically. You don't have to hold it for 3 seconds. And the delay between connecting is like around 1 to 3 seconds. And it's, like I said, it's very consistent in its connection. From all the features that this keyboard has, there's one thing that I'm really kind of interested on, and that is that weird sound that this thing's making. So let's open this up and see what's making all this racket. Yeah guys, so I used a screwdriver to open up the keyboard. There were like 6 screws. It took me like a couple minutes. It was pretty easy, not that intrusive. And inside there was this little like plastic thing that I guess broke inside. I thought it was a screw, but it's not. And yeah, and it has a 1900 milliamp battery, which is like the same as an AMP Pro 2. Yeah, and not much inside other than the PCB and the battery. So yeah, this keyboard to me is one of those keyboards that probably wouldn't have existed 5 years ago, three years ago, maybe even like 2 or 1 year ago. I had, funny enough, I kind of had low expectations with this keyboard. One of the reasons I accepted to make a review on this was the fact that it was it had such a low price, and it was wireless with the Gateron switches. That was like, dude, I never see like keyboards that are like 50 bucks that are like this. And just some of the extra stuff, the fact that the wireless didn't suck, and the fact that it had Lubed Stabs and the Spacebar, like that's like one of the biggest issues with a lot of low budget keyboards, is they miss a lot with the stabs, they miss a lot with making a good spacebar, and this with Gateron Reds is really good. So you guys can get this on Banggood for 50 bucks, and you guys have like maybe a day or two to reserve it. It depends when I post this. Hopefully I post this as quick as possible. Yeah, check this keyboard out, guys. It's going to be in the description, and let me just see what this looks like when I connect it to this cable. This cable was also sent by Banggood, but we'll make another video on this as well. But this is a Mech Zone coil cable. I believe these are called Aviator cables. It's all metal, which is crazy. So pretty dope, pretty dope. Usually a lot of Aviator cables are a lot shorter than this, and they make like a L sort of cable turn thing. So it would be more like this or something. But yeah, this is on Banggood. All this is going to be in the description, guys. And that's the whole video, guys. And if you guys want to see more videos and more keycaps and more keyboards, click on this link to my playlist on the right side. It's all the reviews and showcases I've done on my channel. I'll see you guys later. Take care of yourselves and have a good one, guys.